When they came to write up their professionalism, the results remain to the world. I was reading something this morning, and I read something about a mother that says that her 17-year-old son slapped her and punched her in the face because even though he has the Galaxy S10, the reason for punching her, slapping her, is because he wanted the S12, the Galaxy S12. Now, I know that there's a lot of, levels of child rights, like the child right movement, and their child rights, which is part of a human life. But let me read to you what child rights mean. Children rights, or the rights of children, are a subject of human rights with particular attention to the rights of special protection and care afforded to minors. So that includes the right to health, education, family life, play and recreation, and adequate standard of living, and to protect from abuse and harm. But what about, the parents' human rights? What about their right? Look, if I was to done that to my mom, I wouldn't be here talking. I wouldn't have no face. I wouldn't have a mouth. I wouldn't exist. And I would probably be in jail. I think it's stupid how that situation, you know, goes about. But this can go in so many ways, okay? Some people, there's an opinion where maybe it's the parents' fault for not disciplining, or, because they're spoiling too much, And then there's other opinions where they should do something. If your children puts a violent act towards you for technology or for dumb shit, you have the right to hit them. You got the right to call the cops, file a report, And if there's parents out there that they may be like, well, I don't want to call the cops because I don't want to get their record dirty, and I don't want them to go end up in jail where they can get hurt. Okay, if you don't want to do that, then kick them out. Because if they're big enough to touch you, I think they're big enough to just go on their way and start living an independent life. It's time for them to learn the hard way. Because everybody learns the hard way in life. Let them learn the hard way. Let them know how it feels to be independent. Start paying your own bills. Getting a job. Providing food and roof over their head for themselves to become independent. And don't worry about them being rebellious. That's gonna happen. But parents should also, think for themselves as well, and they should protect themselves. Okay? It doesn't make sense. For a 17-year-old to do that over a phone, over a stupid gadget phone. I would have disconnect everything. If that was done to me, yeah, he or she would leave. I'm not gonna accept that. Parents should not even go and accept that. They shouldn't go. They shouldn't go through that. It's unnecessarily. You know, maybe this parent did a horrible job, of parenting, because all they done was spoil them, and they have this mindset where, oh, I'm just providing my children the life that I never had. I understand that, but spoil them, it's no good. And there's so many ways that I can go with this in life, because it's life experience. To keep it real with you, if you spoil your child, they're not going to return that favor for you, especially when you get old. So, for that mother who says that her 17-year-old son beat her, it's time for him to go. It's time for him to go if he's living with that, with if he's still living. She said, my son slapped and punched me. Unless you were right in the middle of a physically and mentally abusing someone, your son is in dire need of discipline. And because she said that she would get him a new phone because he already has an older, which is, I'm pretty sure, is still functioning. If there's no abuse, then her son is just being unreasonably entitled. That kid is probably was living too comfortably and is taking certain things for granted. So it's time for him to be educated on the values of things. Take away the electronics, entertainment, all food. Punish them, or do the old school way. Hit him back. Just because there's a law for children, right? Yeah, well, no, it doesn't mean that they have the right to express the way like that. They don't have the right to put their hands on. That's for fact. Like I said, this is what happens when they're trying to, create perfectionism. Because when they came to write up with the perfectionism, the results remained lost to the world. This is the James Post. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.